That's like, the one.
It's like getting a hooker and paying her for a back rub.
I'm like, wait a minute, does the pineapple sauce have chunks in it? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, cut it. Don't do that.
Yeah, that sounds horrible, dude. I'm sorry. Call me what you want.
Live, fellas.
Jeez.
Okay, everybody, be cool.
Pineapple sundaes.
I know.
Pineapple sundaes.
Maybe he just wants his cum to taste better.
I don't think.
No,
I don't think that's his game.
I was gonna say
there's got to be another fruit for that, man, because I'm allergic to pineapple.
Oh, you're just destined to have terrible cum.
And I eat a lot of spicy food. So
some poor girl out there just like
many
Jesus Christ.
Many poor girls out there. Yeah, that's right.
You mean mini poor girls? Because
Oh, by the way, you know how I got tricked by that WWE Universe link? Today they posted, I blocked them. Today they posted Ric Flair died, and it almost got me because and I was, okay, no, y'all are done. Fuck you guys.
Well, there was some Ric Flair news out there.
No, there is, but it scared me at first. I was like, no way. He just went to the hospital, and now they're saying he's dead, and it wasn't. It was fake as fuck. They got me.
No, I was gonna say, trust me, it's taken me a couple times to be like, okay, let's look around first.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm blocking them.
I was like, at that point, man, you're even that red whatever. I don't know. There's that dude going around.
It's that 9 to 5, time to feel alive. This is banned from ringside.
Talking about that Slice wrestling?
Yeah, Slice.
Yeah.
Like, and that one's not as bad, but
it's like a parody thing, though.
I think it really has turned out to be that.
Yeah, Sliced is a parody of Slice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Kind of weird how much that doll of Randy Orton on the back looks like Austin Aries.
It's an action figure. It does look like Austin Aries. Holy shit.
I know, man.
You see he's coming back to MLW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a character in Mortal Kombat 11 that looks exactly like Austin Aries.
Yeah. Have you played it?
Dr. B?
I haven't played it, no. I saw Zelina Vega was playing it, and it's kind of funny because she used to date him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Zelina Vega's a big MK fan. She always cosplays it. Well, she cosplays a lot of things. Science, bless her.
Yeah, you say that now. You take a good look at those couple of these pictures. You start turning your head. You change. Convert to from the non-believers shit.
I'm a believer in Zelina Vega.
I'm saying you believe more of these pictures. I'm just saying.
I'll ruin them.
God.
You ain't shit.
Yep.
It's that 9 to 5 time to feel alive. This is Banned from Ringside.
Tonight on the Banned from Ringside podcast, AEW inks their first TV deal. New Japan Battle of the Super Juniors. Our WWE Money in the Bank predictions. That and a whole bunch more tonight on the Banned from Ringside podcast. Ditch that 9 to 5. It's time to feel alive. Hello, Marks, and welcome to the Banned from Ringside podcast. I am your host, Bill Vagey, a.k.a. Job Snow. All right, that's it. That's it with the Game of Thrones. There's no more Game of Thrones AKAs after that one. I had to get them all out of my system. To my right, as always, we have Two Beer. Zach Pullman. What's going on, Two Beer?
Oh man, I'm ready for that shit to end. I'm gonna be watching it instead of Money in the Bank, but only just purely because I got to get it out of my life.
And to his right, as always, we have Jason Cornelius Bell. What's going on, JCB?
Allow us to bow our heads as we open the latest edition of the Banned from Ringside podcast, volume 107, chapter 3, verse 14. And the good smart saying, hashtag boo the heels. It is all, baby. Shout out to my girl, Becky Balboa. I love you, babe. I'm similar to Daenerys Targaryen on this. I'm ready to burn down this podcast.
Yeah. But she flipped heel this week. You flipped heel a long time ago. To his right, sitting directly across from me, we have Murray, the Murray Man. Murray, what's going on, Murray?
I'm doing great. As you can see, possibly, I'm gonna be nice and caffeinated for this one yet again.
Not a
Jesus.
Monster's not a sponsor though.
No, that's what I was saying.
Schlafly's a sponsor. Monster not a sponsor.
No, but more exciting than being caffeinated as usual.
Yeah.
A little bit different than a little bit different than usual. But we're live on social media right now.
Tell them, Daddy.
Where are we at?
We're only doing YouTube tonight, and we may only do YouTube for a little while. But I'm taking the link from YouTube, Banned from Ringside on YouTube, and I'm sharing the link as we speak into Friends of BFR on Facebook, our regular Banned from Ringside Facebook, Twitter, and we have an Instagram as well. And all of our t-shirts are on ProWrestlingTees.com.
ProWrestlingTees.com. Father's Day is coming up. It's a perfect gift for Dad. We know that turning the knobs tonight is Sam the Mauler Mall. We know he's getting a Banned from Ringside shirt for his dad for this coming up Father's Day.
Mr. Perfect's in the house.
We are coming at you from the exquisite Shock City Studios in Summery, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's fucking hot.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
Anytime I have to turn the AC on before June, I always feel like I'm letting the weather win.
Hot. It just jumped from like 70 to 90. Okay, it's a culture shock thing. Just not culture shock, but just a shock thing. Let's just everybody just chill out.
Now, you see, Jason, it's not the heat, it's the gosh darn humidity.
Oh, here you go.
And before we get too far into the wrestling tonight, we got a bunch of predictions. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. But before we get too into it, we got to talk about that day one-ish sponsors. Soul Taco, the best Korean Mexican fusion food that you've ever had. And if you've never had it, we couldn't recommend it enough. They have places in the U-City Loop in St. Louis, 2 food trucks driving around town, Chesterfield, Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, Champaign, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, and more places yet to come from what I understand. Guys, it really is the best. If you've tried it, everybody that's tried it is a believer from what I hear. I've never heard anybody that told me they had a subpar experience at Soul Taco. In fact, quite the opposite. Above par, or not above par, below par. It's a birdie. It's an eagle. Go get yourself some Soul Taco. They've been sponsors since day one. Also, JJ Twiggs Pizza on Southampton. Great deals during the Blues and Cardinals game. It's got that great St. Louis style pizza. Tons of stuff. You can find me there all the time.
Root for the Blues, man. We need it.
Yeah, the Blues need it. Blues had a rough one last night, guys. It was not very fair. But
was that a hand pass?
That's JJ.
It was a hand pass.
I'm asking Murray what he was doing.
Oh yeah, he was mimicking the hand
If
pass.
I was the editor of the sports page today, it would have had really big across the top hand job.
And
right?
see, your ass would be right here.
And you probably would have been fined $100,000.
And without further ado, let's get to our 3 counts. Start us off, Jason.
Well, if you're not WWE like my man TBZ to my left, this is the announcement you've kind of been waiting for. AEW finally officially announces that they will be partnering up with Warner Brothers or Warner Company, however you want to call it, TNT, Bleacher Report Live, all in one encompassing swoop. They will start doing weekly shows starting later this fall. A date has not been set. My guess is with the 3 shows that they have coming up, one, obviously Double or Nothing in May, one in June, one in July. So my guess is probably August, no later than September on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. They have not said that either, but nonetheless, it is official. AEW is now a possible threat to WWE's market share, their talent, the whole shebang. So here is the ultimate question. What does this really mean for the landscape of professional wrestling? For myself, it doesn't mean that much. It means that, okay, we have something going, but I still need to see more, especially from Double or Nothing. God forbid if Double or Nothing comes out and is a huge flop, then we have a problem. But I expect that it won't be. I expect them to bring a great show to the table and take that forward into a weekly show. Others, I'm sure, out there really can't stand AEW because it has not really proven anything, quote unquote, and they are waiting for it to fail. For those that think like that, I just say this. You need to come out and try something different. God forbid WWE is the only market in town.
Are there people out there that know what AEW? I could see somebody that doesn't know what AEW is not being into the idea of a competition for WWE.
Had a conversation with the guy that basically is WWE, period, point blank. He doesn't like fill in the blank in the organization. Fair enough. All I can say to that is this. If you try it and you didn't like it, fair enough. Move along. I'm not mad at you. But if you're going to be one of those guys that are just going to be defiant, then that is a totally different argument. And you're probably one of the ones I can't even try to discuss about this anyway. You're so far off the reservation that we can't even have a reasonable discussion about trying a different product. But nonetheless, I digress. AEW officially a television show, weekly television show, TBA for the time and date. I'm personally excited. I can't wait because I think this is going to be something that actually pushes WWE into a more of a, hopefully a creative territory where they are not just shipping it in like they did on Monday and Tuesday this week and force them to have good storylines and then more so carry these good storylines out.
What do you say, Tudor?
You know, you said competition for WWE. I'd say competition for Viagra because I have been rock fucking hard since yesterday. Just full gear, baby. But yeah, some interesting things to come out of this. We really some other tidbits. This is a paid deal, so these guys are not only getting prime time on a channel that has the same exposure as WWE, not Fox, but USA at least, cable news or cable entertainment, but they're getting their production paid for and they're getting ad revenue. So they're getting paid for this. They're not paying for prime time. They're not losing money. They're not going to lose their ass. They're probably going to lose money initially anyway, because whenever you start a business this large, you're going to lose some money. But yeah, like Jason said, I don't understand the haters. Like, it's competition's good in this sense. And, you know, if you don't like it, it's not your bag. That's fine. But like, just wanting something to fail for the sake of it to fail is obnoxious. Like, I can't stand WWE right now, but I still want it to be better. I want it to succeed. Like, I want good wrestling. That's why I get so mad about it. Other couple tidbits about it that I found really interesting. You know, Tony Khan does stats for baseball, football.
Yeah, I saw this.
And they're going to be doing stats for pro wrestling for the first time, not just wins and losses, but we're going to get a more sports presentation. Yeah, I don't know if that is right like going to be, you know, they mentioned something about like damage meters, which I think you could on one end could look a little arcadey, but I think, you know, if they approach it in a way where the announcers can deliver it in a more like simulation aspect.
To me, and this is just me being I didn't mean to cut you off, but like when I think that, I think like boxing. So you have like the picture of the body or whatever, and then you'd have like different color of, you know, damage. You know, green is light, yellow is, you know, warning, red is, you know, I've been beating this certain body part. So something similar to that.
So like if you watched Battle of Super Juniors and you watched like the Awesome Show and Dragon Lee match, both of their right arms would have been completely red.
Right.
Because both of them worked the right arm the whole time. So it allows like for more visual storytelling. I think that's really exciting. There's also been some naysayers about the pay-per-view price. Look, if you were going to pay $30 for this, you were going to pay $50 for it.
Weren't we paying like $40, $50 for WWE pay-per-views?
Exactly.
In the 90s.
Not that long ago.
No. I mean, even in the 90s, whenever adjusted for inflation, it was probably more like $75.
Agreed. Right. Like that's, yeah.
And those were terrible.
Before the network, pay-per-views were, I mean, just in my last house that I lived at 6 years ago, I can remember buying pay-per-views for $50, and I would only buy the big ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Murray, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm into it. Like I said, and I don't even know a whole lot. I don't watch, or I didn't watch a lot of Ring of Honor. I didn't watch a lot of that. I'm from now way more familiar than I used to be. And again, kind of to both of their points, I don't care. Like, I want all of this to succeed. I'm excited that wrestling is popcorning like it is right now. Part of it, I've been pretty entertained online though about, excuse me, is so the logo that they introduced about being on TNT, it's got the flames behind it and all that.
Yeah.
And there's that one going around now that someone made that's literally the Nitro sign that says AEW Tuesday Night Dynamite with the explosions in the background. So they're just, I don't, you know, hopefully they don't ham that up themselves too much that they're
I don't think
playing
they
off
will.
that.
Yeah,
I
think
hope they
will
don't.
either.
And I don't think they need to. I think that's kind of part of it, and maybe they'll poke at it a little bit because they've kind of done that already.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited all in all for it.
Yeah, a rising tide floats all boats. And I think AEW's kind of playing down that they're not really competition for WWE, that they're just trying to do their own thing. But if you're, like Jason said, if you're part of the market share for wrestling, and if there's people, they're like even casual to non-casual fans that have a finite amount of time that they can devote to watching professional wrestling, and if maybe they're not home Monday nights, maybe they work Monday nights, and if they're going to put this on Wednesdays, which Wednesdays probably seems like the most likely candidate because of TNT's NBA schedules when the NBA starts back up, and that's their biggest property.
Yeah.
Sports wise. Well, probably anything wise except for replaying Castaway and shit
They're
like
on
that.
TNT drama. So it's like
I think it's still one and the same. I think
okay.
it's just
I just thought it was
I
just
don't-
like another branch of TNT.
as far as I'm concerned,
they'll
there's
be
no
presented as. Yeah, I think they'll probably be under umbrella of TNT Sports. But yeah, it's just TNT.
Okay,
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
just getting back to what Zach was referring to about the presentation of a sport, here is exactly what they put in their press release. Focused on producing fast-paced, high-impact competitions, AEW offers fans less scripted, soapy drama. I mean, that's
yeah.
if you're not
clear
competition,
shot.
if you're not
Clear
competition at
shot.
WWE. I mean,
Yeah, that's a clear shot.
and more athleticism and real sports analytics, bringing a legitimacy to wrestling that has not previously had. Wrestlers will also be given more freedom to explore their characters and highlight their athletic abilities. Introducing statistics to wrestling for the first time ever, AEW will raise the stakes for its matches and deepen fan engagement by tracking each competitor's wins and losses as the wrestlers pursue championships, analyzing their moves, assessing damage to their opponents, and providing insights into their winning streaks. So they had me right there at counting wins and losses. That's enough stats. I mean, if you want to put how many times a guy has hit his finisher or whatever like that, I mean, that might be fun too. It's like, oh, he's hit his finisher.
Well, no,
so many
okay,
times.
this is for
87% of the
guys
time.
like
Right,
you
yeah.
that how many times has he's hit this finisher and actually won the match with the said finisher?
Right. I think that sounds fun. Like to say, ooh, this guy's finisher
You
is.
think?
Yeah, because
this is gonna be the shit. It
Yeah.
really is. And now
I don't know about having damage meters, but that's pure. I mean, I hear people speculating about that. I don't know if that's what's going to look like.
different than WWE, and that's ultimately what you're looking for. WWE is its own machine. Fine. We don't want to be this. Let's do things differently. And by this press release, if they do what they say by this press release, they're going to do things totally different. They're trying to make it feel more legitimate,
Like
a la New Japan. Go ahead.
WWE is the Budweiser of the fucking wrestling world. Like, yeah, do I like Budweiser every now and then? Sure. I know it. I know what I'm going to get. It might be, decently bland, but sometimes, that's fine. But I'm also willing to pay a little extra for a little extra flavor and quality.
Like Schlafly.
Yeah, like Schlafly.
That's an advanced Cicerone talking right there. I didn't think he was going to go Budweiser, but yes.
Yeah, I was about to say he's about to get jumped. Keep talking.
I like Budweiser. I like it more than I like
That's the only thing
WWE.
to saved you.
Yeah, I like it more than WWE. That'll do it for our. Let's go to our 2 count. All right, Zach, why don't you go to that nice hoppy but not too hoppy IPA that you're into, or whatever the fuck your favorite beer is. I lost the analogy. Go talk about New Japan.
So we've had 4 nights so far. The Battle of the Super Juniors. This is basically the G1 for the light heavyweights. It's a grueling round robin. These guys are going to do 9 matches before they're done, before the finals even happen. Basically laid out just like the G1. It's a point system. You either get 2 points for a win, 0 points for a loss, or 1 point each for a draw. Just a couple of my favorite matches. My 2 favorite matches have been featured show. Half of the light heavyweight tagged, or the junior heavyweight IWGP tag champions. And Show and Yo have both been great, but Show's been a kind of a breakout star here. He's got his own music, which is like kind of video game themed, super cool. And he had a standout match with Shingo Takagi, which if you've been watching her interactions in the tag matches, you expected, because their interactions have been great, but they put on a total clinic. Shingo made Show look like a fucking superstar, and Show, rose up to the occasion. Fantastic match. Shingo went over, which is not a huge surprise because he has not been submitted or pinned since he's gotten to New Japan as a member of LIJ last year. So that's pretty interesting.
That was a great match. So much so that what's the guy's name doing color? Caprice?
Caprice Coleman.
He was like, I can't believe this isn't the main event. Like during the match. It's like, dude, I don't think you're supposed to be saying that.
Yeah,
like,
I was about to say, dial it down, homie.
Caprice has been kind of hit or miss for me. Like, I've hated some things, like, and been like, what the fuck is he talking about? But then, like, occasionally he really, like, enters in with, like, some good, like, kayfabe ring psychology. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, he's offering something different than Kevin Kelly or Charlie, what's his name? Can. But yeah, like, it was interesting. They have Rocky Romero, but Rocky Romero's wrestling every goddamn night. So, but then Show also faced Dragon Lee, like I was talking about with the damage meter thing. Those guys beat the shit out of each other.
Hey, man.
They started out just doing that classic, like, punching forearm thing for, like, the first, like, full minute. And then by the end of it, they're 25 something minutes in and they can barely throw the forearms. Really just fantastic. There's a lot of people love G1. I love G1. Ever since I started watching New Japan a few years ago, though, Battle of Super Juniors is what kind of like got me into it initially, because the guys that I was working with in the kitchen at the restaurant I was working at were like staying up till 3 a.m. to watch these things live. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, that's kind of cool. And that got me into it. But yeah, I mean, fantastic stuff. Just go back and check it out. Interesting little tidbit. Everybody in Bullet Club's like got 4 points. Show has the best matches in the entire thing. Has 0 points. Yo got a surprise win over Bandito. That was another really good match. So yeah. Anybody else?
Jason, what's the stand for you?
Show, I think, is the biggest standout for me so far. Doki, the last minute replacement for El Desperado, who broke his jaw and had to come out of the tournament. Doki is basically being portrayed as Tai Chi's sleeper cell, I guess, for lack of a better term. He's been doing independent wrestling in Mexico and now has come over to not necessarily in Suzuki-gun, but is having loose affiliation with Suzuki-gun. Him and Taguchi had a really good main event. I guess that was this morning for day 4. Marty's really good match against Ishimori. That was day 3. We talk about Rocky Romero and Will Ospreay had a really good match.
Yeah, man.
I don't think that
stablemates, so they don't.
Yeah,
Chaos doesn't wrestle each other, so
yeah,
only in these situations.
And in situations coming up where you will have like El Phantasmo wrestling Robbie Eagles. I think that's coming up this weekend. That's Battle of Bullet Club. So I mean, this is why I like tournaments itself and New Japan, because it's not. They keep it special in the sense that you don't see this all the time. Now, when you see, Will Ospreay and Rocky Romero get in the ring, it feels special because they're stablemates, and stablemates aren't supposed to wrestle each other. So it feels just different. Man, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a great way all the way up to Dominion. I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing fucking tournament. My second favorite tournament in New Japan.
It's so stupid that, like, I mean, it seems so simple to present this as a round robin tournament, and then you get matches that you've never seen before. Or like, just imagine if WWE had a presentation like this and had like an event like this, and then maybe
called King of the Ring.
Well, it's not a round robin though.
You could do that like that if you wanted to.
And when's the last time they had King of the Ring? I'm just saying, wouldn't it be fun to be able to watch maybe Dash Wilder face Scott Dawson in a situation like this, or to see Kofi face Big E without having a storyline behind it, just to see who got the points?
Yeah.
Like, and then spin storylines out of it that make logical sense, for the future.
Oh God! Whoa! Easy,
nah.
Easy.
Well, I mean, that goes back to, and I'm not even going to make this about WWE, but I mean, so Takahashi won last year's. Who wins this year's? Is it Ospreay? Is Ospreay? Does Ospreay seem too obvious? I mean, because Ospreay not a lot of these guys have individual matches at Wrestle Kingdoms and shit like Ospreay does. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys are in the lower card at Wrestle Kingdom, those 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5 matches that happen at the beginning. Is Ospreay too obvious? Am I just looking this through my white eyes that I'm looking at a white guy and that I see Ospreay winning it, or what are we thinking?
I actually think Ospreay is going on to bigger things than the junior heavyweight title. Yeah.
So he's too big for it.
Yeah.
Says the white guy. Jason.
Just booked him way too strong. I can't see anybody. The A block in comparison to the B block, is comparably quote unquote weak. He can run the table in the A block. The B block is it's just so deep. I mean, 4 or 5 guys that legitimately have a chance. If you're making me take one, Jesus Christ. El Phantasmo had a lot of hype coming in. I'll take him to win the B block if you force me to take one.
Are both blocks still full of 10 guys, just like the G1?
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it. Those are your predictions for G1. I mean, are for the Battle of the Super Juniors. That'll bring us to our. It's going to be 2 things that I want to talk about very quickly. The first one being, we didn't talk about this last week, but Lars Sullivan got fined $100,000 for comments that were made 10 years in the past on some sort of bodybuilding forum. This is back when there were chat rooms. You guys remember? But,
baby.
But he got fined $100,000 for racist, homophobic, and sexist remarks. I'm of 2 minds on this. One, I think it's hard to find a guy today for things that he said way back. At the same time, I think that it would look terrible as a company to not find him. So I understand that you got to find him. The second thing that I want to say about this is, how much fucking goddamn money is Lars Sullivan making where they can fine him $100,000?
Thank you.
Is that a kayfabe fine number?
No,
I think it's got to be.
Apparently, it's real, and I mean, it doesn't mean that he's not going to get like or something.
It's so much money. I had no idea a guy like Lars Sullivan would be making enough money to where $100,000 has got to fucking kill him.
I bet it's half his salary this year.
Thank you.
That's from what I understand. They get in NXT, and now NXT, like the higher end guys, 80 to like 150,000 a year. So if he's getting anywhere near 150,
make 10 million, 12 million, 15 million dollars.
It's the same fine for blading.
That same source also said that it wasn't necessarily McMahon or any of that fined him. It was because the sponsors got a hold of it and decided they weren't.
That's what annoys me is they wouldn't have done anything. They knew about this when they hired him. They knew about it
months ago.
You're taking Leo Rush off TV because he doesn't want to do what other people have done in the past. Okay, I get that. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, now Lars Sullivan obviously has said things that he probably has no shit business saying. He had no business saying. We get that, but now this seems really just like knee-jerk reaction. Retroactive. We waited so long to actually react. So now we're just going to drop the hammer on this shit. I don't believe $100,000. That to me is a kayfabe number.
What I think too.
You can tell it how you want to tell it. There is no way on God's green earth he's coughing up $100,000.
You don't have to disclose how much they actually fined him.
Exactly. Fine and sensitivity training.
Right.
And I don't even believe he's doing that either. I think this is just a knee-jerk reaction because people are trying to connect. We're not even connecting the dots. You're looking at Leo Rush and Sasha Banks. They're sitting home for, whether you want to think it or not, legitimate reasons. And then you got this guy over here that's spewing out what he's spewing out on chat rooms 10 years ago. Yeah, I'll give you that. There should be a statute of limitations at some point of you going to keep digging up shit. I mean, damn.
I got to think if this was Heidenreich, though, in the present day, they just would have fired him. So why are they keeping Lars Sullivan?
Because they've already put some sort of push into him. They built him up, so now you're going to run with it.
3-count part 2 is R.I.P. Silver King. If you haven't seen the video, I wouldn't recommend watching the video. It's not grotesque or anything. No. It's not a broken neck, but the man died in the middle of the ring.
Awful.
Juventud Guerrero and the referee, both guys that should know better, didn't really. did not come to his aid nearly soon enough. I mean, they realized he was limp in the middle of the ring, and the referee still let up on the 3 count because he was still supposed to win the match. It's like, dude, put up the X sign. Get the medics in here, man.
I mean, like, kayfabe is dead. Like, just stop.
Kayfabe is dead. And then Hoovy goes around to every turnbuckle and celebrates.
Yeah,
it's a really sad video, so don't watch it if you don't have to. I just want to say R.I.P. Silver King. I don't remember him that well. I remember him taking place in some 3-on-3 early Nitro or early in the evening Nitro matches.
Libre.
Silver King was the fucking man. He was.
I've never seen Nacho Libre.
Never seen.
I was
Nacho
gonna say
Libre
he was
either.
also in the main character. That movie's hilarious.
That'll do it for our 3 count. Jason, tell us about F&B.
F&B Eatery on 3453 Southampton on the corner of Southampton and Marquette, part of our Southampton mafia of independent restaurateurs. Go check out my boy Mike. Go ask him for the best burger that you have never heard of before, but in your taste buds will be thanking you at some later point. If you love smash burgers like I love smash burgers, you got kids like they have kids. Well, he had kids. He has kids. Well, he's gone. But anyway, I had my eyes closed because I was pointing at Zach, who is clearly not here. For those who are watching on YouTube, I did have my eyes closed. I'm not gonna lie. So check my boy out. Go to the F&B Eatery, 3453 Southampton. Tell him that Band from Ringside and JCB sent you.
Right here, Sam. Oh, shit. Never mind. Cut this out. I almost got busted by that WWE Universe too, right there. It's on
everybody's blowing it up now too. Everybody's calling that guy out.
All right.
What about Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Everybody on Twitter is calling that article out now.
Okay, Sam, you can do either the hip hop beat or the rock beat. I don't remember which one we did last time.
I think we did both last time.
Yeah, because it was like
okay.
It was
I don't remember.
No, it was WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We did do both.
It was WrestleMania Takeover.
What time did we start, Sam?
Yeah, I was about to say it's like 6:15.
Okay, so we got about 25 minutes to get through this.
Easy.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Time for those WWE Money in the Bank predictions, y'all. We got Sam the Mauler Mall. He's going to help us out. I've lost the scores because I lost that one notebook. We'll just assume that I'm in last place
and I'm in first.
No, man, fuck that. We ain't assuming that part.
All right. Do you want to start over from WrestleMania?
No, I will dig this shit up. God damn it, I will find this out personally.
Just hold
if you
on
want to
to
take a second shot, that's on you. My whole goal from coming into the second year was taking back the rightful championship that should have been mine from last year. Damn it!
I don't even have a chance at this point.
No, you do. Well, you started late. We're gonna start with the Money in the Bank with the women's match. Featuring Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, Carmella, and Nikki Cross. Sam the Mall, why don't you grab a microphone there? And I'm going to ask you to go. You can go in either order you want to. Least likely to most likely to win, or vice versa.
All right, I'll go least likely first.
Okay.
Quite these motherfuckers want.
I'm going to least likely Natalya because does she know that she spells her name wrong? Or you did.
Did I spell it Natayla?
Yayla. Now that's
wrong.
Now that in English
that's
is
Natayla.
Taylor.
Sorry, guys. Did not know that.
Then I'm gonna go with Bayley. Then Ember Moon. Then Nikki Cross. Then whoever Brooke, Dana Brooke. Then I'm gonna say Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna say. Did I say Mandy Rose yet?
You did not.
I'm gonna say Mandy Rose.
Okay, so that means winning.
And I put Naomi on top.
Yeah, Naomi on top. It's not the worst. It's not the worst pick.
Oh, is she hot? Is that the joke?
Because I say, sorry, babe, but yeah, Naomi on top. I'm okay with that.
Oh my God, Jesus!
I said
Christ,
sorry.
guys.
I said sorry.
Murray, who you got?
I'm gonna go least to most. Least, I'm gonna say Carmella, then Dana Brooke, Natalia. Unfortunately, Bailey, Ember Moon, Dana Brooke,
You already said Dana Brooke.
Naomi.
You already said Dana Brooke.
Okay, so Naomi instead of Dana
Wait,
Brooke.
after Bailey?
Yes. Mandy Rose, Nikki Cross, Ember Moon.
All right.
I want it to happen.
He's speaking it into existence, boys and girls.
Jason, go ahead, please.
Least to first. I know who the first is, so let's go with the least. Carmella feels like the least to me. Been there, done that. I can't see her doing that again. We'll go Natty at 7. God bless her. She's here to make sure that nobody breaks her neck. Let's go 6 with Dana Brooke. I see why, but I just can't see it actually happening. 5, let's go with Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is finally getting her chance to hopefully have her breakout match on the main roster. 4, we're going to go with Ember Moon. Coming back from injury, the Sheenam should be one of those that will be causing all kinds of havoc in and outside of the ring. Number 3, we're going to go with Naomi. Kind of been there, done that, but just to be safe, I got the sneaky suspicion Naomi will be around at the end. Number 2, I'm going to go with Bailey. Bailey seems like the perfect foil if Vince feels like he wants to fuck with Sasha Banks. Guess what, Sasha? I just gave the Money in the Bank briefcase to your girl. But I'm going to go with number 1, the Vince next coming on the SmackDown side. No pun intended. I'm going to go Mandy Rose winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. Her storyline feels like a storyline that will ultimately culminate in her climbing the ladder to success, if you will, and winning the Money in the Bank.
They actually got a little story going for the
right,
whether people like it or not.
Right.
So least likely Carmella because she already did it. Let's see. Then I'm gonna go Natalia, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon. Unfortunately, actually throw Nikki Cross down there all the way at the bottom next to Carmella right after Carmella. And then
So you're going Nikki Cross 7?
yeah,
And I'm writing this in pen.
yeah. Sorry. Now I forgot everybody that I said. Now I'm gonna work it backwards.
Okay, so, you got Carmella last, Nikki Cross, Natty, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon.
Okay, and then did I say Naomi?
You did not.
Okay, so Naomi, and then Bailey for that exact same reason. I thought the exact same thing. It's here's my concern: they have no long-term booking plans for either of these briefcases.
Nope.
And it's the perfect thing that's a total Vince move to be like, hey, look, I'll reward Bailey for coming to work, even though
exactly.
Yeah. And then I think Mandy Rose is going to get it just because she's blonde and Vince is hot on her right now.
And there's actually a storyline to what is going on with Mandy Rose.
She's the only one in
She's
that
the
that
only.
really
I
has
was
the
going to say
story
everybody
going.
else feels like they just been thrown in, and Mandy Rose actually has the one storyline out of this whole thing.
And it's somewhat intriguing. They're slowly working that story with her and DeVille.
Right. Whether or not Sonya decides she wants to, be the quote unquote lackey or
she'll break out.
I think she'll break out too. But as it stands right now, she's ride or die. God bless her.
Fingers crossed.
All right, so I'm going Carmella the last. Nikki Cross, just because I don't think that the regular audience knows her well enough. They really haven't introduced her. It's been fits and starts. Natty 3rd, Naomi 4th. I got Dana Brooke in the 4th slot just because she seems to get more promo time than any of these other nobodies. So I mean, maybe they got
Smack it, Sasha.
Maybe they got some sort of weird maybe they got some sort of weird.
I heard she's people
yeah,
really like her backstage. Apparently, she goes to Performance Center like every day and like sets up the ring. She's like a total workhorse. So
yeah. I'm gonna put Mandy Rose as put Mandy Rose as 2. I'm gonna put Ember Moon as 3rd least likely to win. I'm putting Bailey as number 1. Just because
this is your life.
Just because
This is your life.
Okay, let's move on to the men's predictions for the Money in the Bank. Sam, we got Sami Zayn, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, Mustafa Ali, Andrade, and Randy Orton. Who you got, Sam? Least to most, if that's what you're doing.
Least, I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre because I think that's somebody I went to high school with.
It very well could be. Where'd you go to high school?
Belleville West.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely big time Belleville West name.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali. Then Finn Balor. Then Baron Corbin.
Gross.
Then
It's too far up there.
then Ricochet. Then Andrade. And Mustafa Ali.
You already said him.
Oh, okay. Well, then don't put him on there again.
You got 2 guys left. I think I know who you're going to pick. So.
Yeah, right.
In second place, I'll go with Randy Orton.
You got
He's
number
as
1.
St. Louis as Nelly.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he comes to the bar all the time. Him and Nelly and John Hamm they come in all the
That's our
time.
big three
They
around
get
here.
bottle service.
And then Sami Zayn.
That trio's got big dick energy.
So weird. Okay,
Dupree energy.
Dupree energy.
Dupree energy.
Let's
I'll
not
go
get it
next.
twisted.
I'm gonna take Randy Orton last. Just Randy Orton's gonna go last for me. This is hard because you could make an argument for a lot of these guys.
I agree.
To take it. I am going to go Andrade second to last, though, just because I don't think that Vince is all that impressed with.
Sam totally disagrees.
I don't think that Vince is all that impressed with his English yet because Vince told him to learn English, and while it hasn't improved that much. I'm going to go Ali next. Jesus.
He's not in
Ricochet.
He's not in it. That's great.
Jesus. Isn't in it.
It should go to a heel though, right? And it looks like the rest of them are heels. God damn. Finn Balor next. Then I'm going Baron Corbin, McIntyre, and I'm picking Sami Zayn along with my friend Sam to win.
Woof.
Murray,
on the
who you got?
table.
I'm gonna go least to most. Least, I'm gonna go with Randy Orton. Then Ricochet, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Mustafa Ali. Where we at? Sami Zayn, Andrade,
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
and Baron Corbin.
Oh,
my
I
God.
love it.
For the win.
I love it. I love it.
It's gonna happen.
What do you say, Zach?
This dude here, man.
Just thinking like
I love it.
Yeah,
This nigga here,
that's
boy.
grapefruit.
Heat.
Yeah, they got that down.
Randy Orton's last, but honestly, he's the only one that I could see. That I can't see taking it. This is kind of really tough. There's reasons for everybody, but yeah, Randy Orton's last. Then I'm gonna go Ricochet just because he drew the fucking thing on Tuesday and for no other reason.
Right.
Finn Balor's got a title, so let's throw him there. Baron Corbin because I can't really put him any lower because I can see him taking it. Ali, and then Andrade, and then Drew McIntyre, and then Sami Zayn.
Nice.
Mm.
Well, those are really similar. Jason, last but not least.
Wow, I was gonna say I feel like I'm a little stupid over here. Least to most. Number 8, I'm gonna go with Finn Balor, the IC champion. There's no reason for him to have two accolades going on. He and number 7 should have a feud going on. Number 7 being one Andrade Cien Almas, 2 wins over the Intercontinental Champion at this point. There's no reason, as much as I would love for him to be the Money in the Bank competitor, he should probably be going more after the Intercontinental Championship at this point. Number 6, Baron Corbin. Sorry, been there, done that. Get the t-shirt. Depart on your way to the right. Number 5, Randy Orton. Once again, been there, done that. Cool as fuck. I don't care what anybody says. Randy Orton and I have had multiple interactions. He's always been cool to me, offered me tickets at one point. But sorry, Mr. RKO must depart stage right as well. Number 4, Sami Zayn. As much as I love these promos coming into it, the payoff being Braun Strowman is the issue. Braun Strowman will come at Money in the Bank. Why? Because there are no rules. Sami Zayn's not going to climb up this ladder and not have Braun Strowman nipping on his heels. Sorry, not sorry. Number 3, I'm going with Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali needs some sort of push, waiting for some sort of push. He'll tease it, just won't win it. Number 2, speaking of tease won't win, Ricochet. He's going to be all over this ring. He will do. He's already shown that he could jump from anywhere in this building that is nailed down and jump onto this ladder to even snip this title or snip this briefcase. I apologize. He is going to be in this mix, but unfortunately, once again, there's only one real storyline that's been coming out of this all the way through. Number 1, Drew McIntyre finally gets his reward for being snaked from Baron Corbin one too many times. How many times are we going to hear this man crying about opportunities? Well, he's getting his opportunity on Sunday. Drew McIntyre, Money in the Bank winner.
For the 205 Live Championship belt, we have Tony Nese, who is the current champion, versus Arya Daivari. Sam, you could throw up a 1 for Tony Nese and a 2 for Arya Daivari. Throwing up an Arya Daivari.
Oh, with the upset.
I am taking Tony Nese. Who you got, Murray?
Mr. Nice.
Tony. You know what I'm talking about.
It feels good. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tony Nese too. Yeah, if I say safe bet, not unless God forbid
He
something
can
happens.
count all of his abs.
Man, he really can.
He even adds a couple.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be really funny. I just thought of this. If somebody was in a feud with Tony Nese and they said, "Hey, Tony Nese, I'm about to make you my nephew." No?
No.
No?
No.
No?
I-
Thank you.
No.
Only if it's
Go
Snoop
right
Dogg.
the jokes.
I'm also popped up on Monster right now, so that's
Jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Also on the pre-show, we have Daniel Bryan and Rowan, current WWE SmackDown Tag Champs, versus the Usos, who are on Raw. 1 for Bryan and Rowan, 2 for Usos. Sam. 1 for the Usos. This one's kind of tough because
there's a lot going on here.
I know, because they're on different brands, and why would you have the Usos lose? But I am going to go with Daniel Bryan and Rowan. JCB.
So why to have the Uso lose? To get Rowan and Daniel Bryan over. If there's going to be a tag team revolution, there's only 2 or 3 teams that can get them a respective rub. This is one of those teams. I'm going to take the champs to retain.
I mean, I picked them too. Zach.
Yeah, the only one who deserves on the pre-show is Rowan. These other guys, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm going to go on retaining.
I popped real when Roman and the Usos. I've been talking about that forever and ever.
Bloodline, yeah.
I don't think that's going anywhere.
That'd be cool, though.
But I'm going with Daniel Bryan, and I'm going with the Earthers.
Well, God forbid, those are the three guys that have the quote unquote wild card.
Yeah.
Here's
Samoan Dynasty,
a
baby.
bright idea. Let's use the fact that they're actually fucking blood related and make them a faction.
I've been saying it forever.
And it
All right.
freshens up Roman.
So I'm going to ask these 2 Becky Lynch matches in a row. I'm going to ask Sam to do Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans. 1 for Becky, 2 for Lacey. He's taking Becky. And then Sam, I'm going to ask you 1 for Becky, 2 for Charlotte. And he's going Charlotte Flair. Okay.
I love this man. See, I'll let you go ahead, go first, but I'll just say this. Sam might not pay attention, but I see he's predicting because he's hearing certain names. He wouldn't pick Lacey Evans over Becky, But he'll pick Charlotte over Becky.
Well, I mean, he's not a robot. I mean, he's a placebo effect, but but he also sits here and listens to us. He's listened to us 100 goddamn times. That's barely even an exaggeration.
Yeah, right.
If this is our 107th podcast, he's been here for 90 of them, probably.
Yeah, give or take.
So Becky's fighting both these matches. I think that Becky loses at least one of these matches. At least one of these matches. But I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that she loses the match to Lacey Evans. And I'm going to take Lacey Evans over Becky, and I'm going to take Becky over Charlotte Flair. Murray.
Man, like honestly, I could see Charlotte and Lacey both winning.
I could too.
I could easily see it, but I don't think they'll do that to her. I'm going to go with Becky on both.
Okay. All right.
I think she's the whole Becky 2 belts thing is too. I mean, granted, she's losing a little steam because they're overdoing it with her right now. But
this
she's
is
overexposed.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Right now
It
that
is.
she has both the belts and that she's defending them both, because I don't know if that's ever happened in WWE where a guy defended both titles against separate competitors on the same pay-per-view.
That's going to be interesting.
I mean, I guess if you want to go with Chris Jericho winning the Undisputed title, he beat The Rock to become the World Heavyweight Champion, and then he had to beat Stone Cold.
It's similar.
So I mean, it's similar. I mean, I'm reaching a little bit.
That was a unification night, though.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Okay.
He wasn't defending.
JCB, go ahead.
I think the one that makes the most sense, and just looking down the line, Charlotte can't beat Becky at this point. I mean, Becky's probably going to have to keep one of these titles. The one I think is probably the safest bet is that she beats Charlotte. The one I'm not so sure about is the Raw title, because depending on who wins, and in this case, my prediction would be Mandy Rose, who would be a smidgen far-fetched, ready to take this medal, but this is a Vince move. But I'm going to stick to being safe. I'm going to say Becky also beats Lacey Evans as well, but I would not be surprised if Lacey Evans, of the two, wins a title away from Becky.
Two beer.
Becky 2 belts.
On both of them?
Yep.
Wow.
You gotta fucking kick that dead horse till it's fucking dust.
The only part that
Becky be better in pace mode, though. I agree. She lost some momentum coming into WrestleMania, and to get it back. Yeah. I think Becky lost it leading up to WrestleMania, though.
They all did, I think.
Kofi didn't. Kofi peaked the exact right time.
His storyline would have gone as long as hers. It would have.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. It's going to be remembered as the Kofi WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now
it is.
Amongst marks, yeah.
Now it is.
Sam, Roman Reigns versus Elias. Roman Reigns. Do I need to even ask? Is anybody taking Elias? All right, Murray's taking Elias.
Nice. My dog. Put the sack on the table.
There's too much going on
That's
there,
like a Bill 2017 move.
Yeah, I know. I learned my lesson. I totally learned my lesson. That's what I would have done. I mean, he could win. He could win.
No, he could win. I agree with Murray. There's a lot of moving parts. It makes too much sense for Elias to win. That's why he won't win.
So we got Miz versus Shane. In a steel cage.
Yeah, baby. Let's keep this feud going.
Sam Mall, you got Miz or Shane
interesting.
McMahon? Who you got? He's taking Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon. Who you got, two beer?
I got Miz.
He's taking Miz. JCB.
You know we got to have a tie break out of this bullshit. I'm taking Miz in the steel cage.
I'm taking Miz for the same reason. Murray?
Miz's dad. Actually, a draw, but I don't know how it would be, but I don't know.
No,
I don't care.
No.
But let's just go with fucking
draw.
Shane.
I tell you what, you take Shane, and if it ends up being a draw, you get an extra point.
I should get like 10. I need to catch up.
Okay,
there you go.
You get 10 extra points
if it ends in a draw.
That's on record.
All right, so we have the
none of this is on.
The two men's titles matches. We will go first for the Universal title, the Universal Championship. It's not a belt. It's a title.
Whatever.
Yeah,
His
no,
girlfriend's got belts.
I called it a belt.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. Are you taking Seth or AJ? Sam's taking AJ to take it. I'll go next. I'm going to have Seth Rollins retain. There may be some sort of Brock Lesnar interference or something, but the question is not who wins the match. The question is, when we're talking about championship belts, it's who walks out with the championship belt. Murray.
I'm going to go with Seth Rollins retaining. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, give me Seth. I could see AJ taking it sometime, but not now.
I like the little package that led up to it. They dug deep into both of their careers for this, which was kind of cool.
Video packages are way better than the fucking same promos over and over.
Because they're not putting guys in spots where they have no business being spots. That's like asking me to cook for 100 people on a Friday night. I don't do that shit. I'll go out front. I kiss ass. I bring drinks. Okay, you don't ask a nigga like Jay to be cooking on a Saturday. That's just going to end in disaster. Okay, now let's put that back to moving to the actual match.
So you got
itself.
Seth Rollins or AJ Styles?
I go ahead to take Seth here, but I would not be surprised if there's some fuckery going on with Brock Lesnar or a usual AJ weird finish where they can spin this into another match leading into SummerSlam.
Maybe the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I mean they love doing
maybe the Good Brothers. I doubt it because that makes too much sense.
They love doing weird finishes with AJ though.
All the time.
True. He's going to get kicked in the dick.
Or people time,
Right.
or
They love protecting him, which
what
You don't
was
have to protect him anymore, though. Fine.
what was the finish that they had with KO that one time
He
where
fell into the
his foot
ring
was stuck.
apron.
Yeah.
we have, and finally,
We got two other matches you didn't mention, but
what?
we got Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio, and we got the Bukkake Warriors for
Oh.
Yay!
Those weren't on the Wikipedia page. Okay, so we have Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
This should be good.
Sam's going with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Give
me Samoa Joe.
Did you really just ask Sam what he was going to pick there?
Zach's taking Samoa Joe.
I'm going with Ray because Joe never wins. Even when he does.
JCB?
Exactly what Murray said. Ray hasn't won the U.S. title. Joe never wins.
I'm going with Samoa Joe. I'm going to say that Samoa Joe puts Dominic in the Coquina clutch and that Rey Mysterio gets disqualified.
Okay.
I'll go with.
All right.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
And then the other one is the Kabuki Warriors. Warriors. Kabuki Warriors.
just fantasizing.
I thought that name was really racist till I found out that they were the ones
They
that
picked
came up with it.
Yeah,
So
I kind of figured that
that's
was what
fine.
it was.
Really?
Kabuki Warriors versus who?
Iconics. Tag team championship match.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I will go with the Kabuki Warriors. Sam, Kabuki Warriors or the Iconics? It's a podcast, so they can't see what the face that you just made, but it was more a Bukkake face than a Kabuki face. Murray, who you got?
Man, I don't want to say that they're going to do the same thing they did to the Boston Hug Connection and take the titles off of them already, but I have a feeling they're going to go with the Kabuki Warriors.
Okay, Kabuki
Iconics
Warriors.
have not won a match since they won the titles.
Not even separately.
separately.
Yeah.
So
They can't win. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors are badasses.
yeah, they're badasses, and they can actually make this a fucking legit
It's
like thing.
awkward as hell. With,
So you're
Paige,
taking
Yeah, I'm taking Asuka and Kyrie. I love
JCB?
them.
but I do too.
Channel my inner Bill from 2017 and say that the Iconics will
You guys got
retain the
joked.
titles. It's their first title defense. I get it. But if you're going to do them like that, then why take the titles off of Sasha and Bayley?
versus Kofi Kingston is holding the world championship belt versus the challenger KO. Who you got, Sam? He's taking KO. Hell yeah. I'm taking KO too. Fuck it.
Yes. 2017, just don't go away.
I mean, let's be honest. Kofi Kingston kind of is a B+ player. Like, let's take it away from him. Let's take it away from it. Let's put it on KO, who is clearly an A player.
Wow.
KO as champion is more interesting to me, so I'm going to pick KO. I'm so glad Kofi had his WrestleMania moment.
I am too, man. I'm pro Kofi.
It's longer. It took longer than we said before WrestleMania that he's held the title since WrestleMania. So
Yes.
it's been a little. We all
And he's had at least 2, maybe 3. Who you got, Jason?
Come on, guys. Really? We're putting seeds down for a New Day breakup. You see how Xavier was getting a little pissy because Kofi wanted to go down to the KO show solo. Big E's got to come back at some point.
When he's not hollering at Becky's mom.
No, they said Big E's out to like 2021.
Oh shit!
They did. He's got torn meniscus. He was on Twitter talking about how he's out till 20.
Even more to your point, though.
Late 2020 or early 2021 is what he's saying.
More to my point, Dad.
So you're taking Kofi.
I'm gonna take Kofi.
And Murray, last pick of the night.
Kofi Kingston.
All right, everybody. Thanks for playing along with our Money in the Bank predictions. We got some birthdays tonight. It's a good birthday week. Mike Kanellis is 34. Earl and Dave Hebner,
AEW.
both 70. Dash Wilder is 32. Jimmy, or I got him written down here as Jim Snuka, would have been 76.
That's your boy.
Yeah, he's a murderer. Andre the Giant would have been 73.
Ooh.
Alistair Black, 34. Road Dogg Jesse James is 50. Occam is 26. Where the fuck?
Yeah,
have
where the
they
fuck
been?
those
I mean,
guys?
are they still like employed?
They're employed. It's just one of the others hurt. I don't know.
Chris Benoit, I've heard of him, but
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
he would have been 52 this year. Kota Ibushi is 37. I can't believe that Kota
Jesus
Ibushi is only
Christ.
2 years younger than me. That dude looks 15 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Brian Pillman would have been 57. Daniel Bryan is 38. And NXT UK's Joe Coffey is 31. Hey, everybody, we know there's tons of podcasts to listen to, so we appreciate you guys listening to ours. For Soul Taco,
Check.
for JJ Twigs on Southampton,
Check.
for F&B Eatery,
Check.
for Schlafly Beer,
Check.
for Shock City Studios,
Check.
for Sam the Mauler Mall,
Mr. Purpose
for
House. Check.
Murray the Murray Man Murray,
Check.
for Two Beer Zach Pullman.
watch John
We
Wick
gotta go
3.
see John Wick 3 right
Check.
now. And for Jason Cornelius Bell, this is
You
Bill
watch
Vicky and
bitches.
and for Vice. Hey, everybody, boo the heel! Sorry, Vice.
I'm banned from ringside. It's that 9 to 5 time to feel alive. This is banned from ringside.